Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures, and it's time for some more weekly painting progress. And thankfully both myself and Mr. Percival Sparkletrout have made said progress. And we'll start with what he's got done here. So first off, we've got a nice little Eternal Dynasties Trooper from One Page Rules. Very samurai-like alien dudes. And unfortunately, while they do have the combined versions of the figures, not all of them had the cool helmets. A lot of them had just their regular space alien heads with very blue-skinned, greater good-like attributes. And I wasn't into it, and neither was Sparkletrap. Both of us are like, just stick those masked helmets on them. They look way cooler. I thought he did a really nice job. I know this is actually supposed to be in actual Tau Sep's colors. I don't remember which name it is, but that's what he painted it up like. Hopefully, we will continue to see more of these Eternal Dynasty warriors from him. I'm wondering if he wants me to print him a bike. In addition to that, another sculptor we've seen models from many times over that Sparkletrout and myself have painted. This comes to us from Bestiarum Miniatures. This was part of like their steamship thing. They had a bunch of bugs and kind of steampunk knights and stuff. This is one of their miners. And at first I thought, it looks like a Maker's Colt. I didn't know what it looked like. I rattled off like every possible ogrish, ogrin type model that both of us have access to files for. And he's like, oh no, it's Bestiarum's. And I was like, wow. Quite high-tech, quite cool. But then again, Bestiarum has done quite a bit of high-tech stuff. I don't know what size base that is. Maybe a 32. I want to say that Tau-ish looking Eternal Dynasty warrior is probably on a 20 or a 25. So that's what he got done. I got a little bit of everything. Not that any of it's done anywhere near as nicely as his. A random assassin from, I want to say this is Battle of Valor Games. With a bit of stringy sealer spray stuck on there still. I've been trying to work on getting my 15mm backlog cleared out. That's going to be easier said than done. A Dark Elf from Splinter Light Minis. I like this one. I like the cloak kind of covering the face there. Yeah, I know Dark Elf's purple, but you know what? I wanted to paint her in red. I think it's a she. Female. I said fee. Okay, we're making new words. Here's a model that I had absolutely no idea what to do with, and I leave it up to you guys. Maybe you can help me. What in the world happened there? Okay. This is what happens when I change the filter. This thing is bright purple in real life, and it's coming out super bluish on camera. Very interesting. I guess I hit a filter button on my camera. Okay, cool. But yeah, you can see it here at least, even despite the camera playing tricks on our eyes. It's very drab. I don't know what to do with it. This is from Rocket Pig Games, and it was like some void something or other, but it's like just a mass of tentacles in a very JoJo Bizarre Adventures pose. What would you do with a bunch of tentacles that poses like it has a stand? Maybe this is a stand. I don't know. Good question. I leave that up to you guys. Maybe you have some suggestions. I'll have to post a photo of it on Instagram or something so you guys can offer your suggestions. All right. Other random things that we've had laying around. Okay, yeah, that filter's going crazy. Here we have a generic big bladed swordsman, right? Whose head is in the clouds. His hair is pointing up into the clouds. His skin tone, I know it looks really, really reddish. It's not that bad. Again, I think this is the stupid filter I've got on there. I apologize for that. We'll put photos of him later. But honestly, he came out okay. I want to say this is RN Studio. They did a bunch of video game related figures, famous video game figures, but no Darksiders. No Darksiders. Nobody does Darksiders. I want a Darksiders homage. Come on, guys. Let's see what else we've got here. Oh, this dude. Again with this filter, yuck. This is a swamp something Gobrot from Battle Yak Miniatures. It's a little swamp goblin, but he looks so heroic. Even if the camera's not being funky, his skin tone's much brighter in real life. And I can't turn things off at the moment. But he looks so happy and enthusiastic. I'm like, he doesn't look bad. He looks like he wants to be a hero. Look at him. Come on. He just wants to go save the world. I like this guy. I like this guy too much. He's quite large for a goblin, too, so maybe he is. He's a heroic goblin. All right. Okay, well, the Oni came out somewhat okay, except he's got a purple belt thing keeping up his pants there. Obi. And then his flame. Okay. Anyway, apologies for the filter, but yeah, you can see this is an Artisan Guild Oni. He's quite shiny still. A little bit of touch-up probably necessary there. But I wanted to keep it super duper simple. I wanted to get him done, and I wanted to get him painted, and I want him hanging out with all my other Oni. I really am tempted to do a full-on Kings of War Oni army, and I'd always wanted that, and my old GW Ogre army actually was very similar to this. They were all red-skinned, and mostly just clubs. And, well, I mean, they're ogres. Of course they're going to have clubs. And I really liked them, but their day in the sun had ended. And another of the Artisan Guild Oni. Again, just a quick paint job. And I got to say, all of this is Raging Heroes' fault, because they got me pumped up to paint Japanese stuff again with their latest release. I should have the Shogun, at least, from that set finished up, and maybe a couple others. I'm painting very slowly, and I was trying to get a lot of this stuff out of the way, but I dig this. This is like the Oni boss from Artisan Guild, and he's supposed to have a back banner, and I have absolutely no idea where I put it. Gonna have to dig that out, and I'm figuring once I do find it, we'll just go ahead and glue it on anyways. But he's on a big, I think he's a 50mm base, which is perfect because I want to have him hanging out with all my other Oni, which tend to be either 40 or 50mm bases, mostly old Relic Knights and Wrath of Kings, Shailhan children. And again, 100% due to Raging Heroes. Painted up a bunch of other stuff. This is a Tangu from GCT Studios' Bushido line. There's a glob of leftover metal or something that I could never get off of there, and you can't really see. I did paint his eyes. I didn't paint any little pupils in them, unfortunately. But he's a nice looking birdie. Very simple paint job. I wanted to get him done. I want to move on and paint up the rest of his faction. He's on a 40mm base. Maybe I'll have a Tangu contingent along with all of my ogres. Now here's an interesting one. He's from Village Hope Miniatures, and they did some neat looking figures, and one of these days we'll probably do a proper video on all their stuff. But they've got a lot of fun samurai anime inspired Asian themed figures. So this is just the drunk chillin' samurai with his bowl of sake. And I don't know why, the whole thing with his hair over his eyes totally reminds me of one of the guys from Dororo that Hyakimoto fights. I don't know why. And I don't even think he had a kimono like that in the show. Yukata or whatever. But mine does. Just a cool random model as I continue to go bonkers printing and painting samurai stuff. Speaking of printing, this is not printed. This is a Kingdom Death model. And at this point, I can't even tell you who she is. I don't even know. I don't even know. She's a priestess or something? I know this is a generic class one. I honestly don't even know. And I just discovered I have 2 more Kingdom Death figures sitting here unopened from like Black Friday or something. Not that I've got my Christmas ones yet, and it's almost the end of January. But yeah. I have 2 more half-finished Kingdom Death ladies on my table currently. I specifically mention ladies because there are 2 half-painted gentlemen on the table as well from the Pinups box sets. So hopefully we'll get those done soon as well. Going back to the subject of printing, I have been going hog wild with that Mono X printer now, and yeah, I've got some really, really, really big print jobs that are going to require quite a few days, so I might slow down the volume of printed videos just to show some of the craziness. We're talking like 20, 30 piece models, so, and they are to scale. You'll see. Some of you may know, because I might have mentioned them to you. But anyway, the last one for this week, and again, apologies for the filter playing tricks on your eyes, but we have Bastian. I don't remember what his last name is, but he is like the Primarch of the Hammers of Sigmar. And again, this is much greener on camera than it is in person. We'll fix that up later. I did try to paint his face, and you can't really see the irises and pupils of his eyes, unfortunately. It's okay. I'm happy with the skin tone. I wanted to find a nice, darker complexion that didn't look like borderline stereotypical racist. I'm pretty happy with this one. But he's just cool. I really like this model. And again, despite the fact that it looks more bronzish on camera, I think that's the greens really getting out of control here with this stupid filter, which I promise won't be on next time. He's much more gold in person, but you know what? It actually kind of looks cool with the bronze and green like it is on camera right now. So yeah, I'm happy with that. So a nice chunk of clutter from my table was cleared. I am contributing a major pile of clutter to Sparkle Trout's collection in the near future. And I was thinking, I tend to give him so many models, and not that I give him, I mean, he usually hooks me up with resin and the files that he wants printed, but I was thinking what I might try doing is, before I start giving him his next batch, like a drug dealer, handing out the, his next fix to the addicts. What I was thinking is I'm going to actually try to do a video on a lot of the stuff that I printed, because unfortunately I give it to him and it takes forever, because he's a lot more meticulous painter than I am, and he likes to spend time building it and priming it and making it really look good. So I thought what I might do is just do a video focusing on some of the crazy stuff, because between the two of us, we back and follow all sorts of Patreons and artists and sculptors and everything in between. I thought it'd be fun to kind of show some of that off. So keep your eyes peeled. I don't know if I'll have it up this week, but definitely within the next 2 weeks. And maybe we'll just do a semi-ongoing thing, because there's a ton of companies that I'm not giving enough time in the spotlight to, that I really feel deserve it, because they're doing unique and interesting things. And to me, that's the important stuff here. I mean, I will admit, I do enjoy my not GW style models to tag along with my actual GW kits. But there's just so much fun, neat stuff people are doing with the 3D printers. And I keep trying to nag my kid who's been studying this stuff, come do it with me, lads. And his uncle and myself and his family are telling him, yeah, if you want to do it, we'll hook you up with the equipment. But he's like, I want to do it in real life. I want to physically sculpt. So yeah, I'm working on him. One of these days, we might actually get you guys some 3D printed kaiju or kaiju adjacent or very tokusatsu inspired models, in addition to some other weirdness I've got that I really want to get on the table. But those days will come. In the meantime, at least, I have links down below to all the stuff where you can find these wonderful models, and hopefully you guys will, and hopefully everybody out there will do a much better job painting than myself. And if you guys also enjoy this channel, as always, this is my one and only time I ever like to plug it and toot my own horn, but yes, we do have a Patreon, and we always appreciate your guys' contributions and contributions. I just said that, didn't I? I'm repeating myself. Anyway, that's my cue to stop talking and get off the camera and go get back to painting. So, with that said, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we will see you back here soon. Bye-bye.